Hi students, this is Professor Lakrawala and today we are going to learn mensuration. This chapter where all students find very difficult. Everyone has a habit like he has to mug up all the formulas. They don't try to remember the formula, they don't want to recall the formulas. But why there is need to learn the formulas? If you understand the diagram, from the diagram you can automatically know how we can derive the formulas. We don't have to learn it. Because in the question, if simple thing, if they change, we don't understand, we have to derive the formula, right? So let's see first, how can we know the formulas, right? So here in this chapter, we have cylinder, we have cone and we have sphere, correct? So let's see how we can derive the formula for the cylinder. A cylinder is a shape which is of this type. Okay, even this my marker is my cylinder shape, right? A cylinder has two circles, one circle and two circles. Okay, the one circle on the base and the other circle on the top. So two circles are there on the top and the bottom of the cylinder. Okay, if I join the two centers of the circles of the cylinder, this becomes my axis of the cylinder. And this can be my h, which is the height of the cylinder. From here, if I draw a line of the circle, you know, like this is my radius. I name it as r, correct? So we have height, we have radius. So if I want to find the volume of the cylinder, okay, if I want to find the volume of cylinder can also be found by knowing its cross section. Okay, you know what is the cross section? The cross section, like if I take the cylinder in this way, then this circle is my cross section, right? So this cross section, if you know, if you can see, like this is my circle. So cross section into its length can also be, like we can also like use as a finding for the volume, right? And we can find volume of any shape by using this formula. You should be knowing the cross section of that shape into the length we have to do, right? So here the cross section is circle, so it is pi r square, because area of the circle is pi r square, and to the length, if this cylinder is in this shape, it is sleeping, so this is my length, which is my height, so it is pi r square h. In this way I get the volume of the cylinder. Now this cylinder has one curved surface area. This is the one curved surface area, only this one. So curved surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r h. Again, how I can find the curved surface area of the cylinder? If I consider this circle, and circle ka border I have to consider, right? So the circle ka border is my circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r, and into the length I'll get the curved surface area of the cylinder, correct? Now if I want to find the total surface area, total surface area means what? The curved path and plus these two circles. So my total surface area will be 2 pi rh, which is my curved surface area, plus how many circles are there? There are two circles. So area of the two circles will be 2 pi r square, right? So in your book, how they write the formula? They take this 2 pi r common and we write it as r plus h. We don't have to learn the formulas, understand the formula, right? If they tell you there is a cylinder, okay, which I have to paint it, okay, and the cylinder is open, means it doesn't have the top, I just have to paint it. So what I have to do? I have to paint its curved surface area and also have to paint its base. So in that case, I'll write 2 pi rh as a formula and plus one circle. So it will be 2 pi rh plus pi r square. Because there is the other circle, the upper circle is not there, so I won't include in the formula. So students, we don't have to learn the formulas, understand the shape and then try to derive the formulas, correct? Now how can we know the formula for the cone? Cone is this shape, right? In the cylinder, if I draw the line, then I can get a cone. But if you check properly, if I draw these lines, I am getting actually three cones. This is one cone, this is the second cone, this is the third cone. So if I draw the line of the cylinder, I am getting three cones. So if I want to find the volume of the cone, if I'm getting 3 cones, out of that I'm just considering 1 cone. So volume of this cone will be 1/3 of the cylinder, and my cylinder ka volume is pi r square h. So 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder. In this way I can get the volume of the cone. Now I have to find the curved surface area. It also has one curved surface area, the top one. In this case also, from the center, if I draw the line, this is my radius. From the center, if I just touch the apex of the cone, so this will be my h, which is the height of the cone, and the slant area is known as L. So with this, I'm going to get a right angle triangle. So if I have a right angle triangle, I can use the Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem, I have the formula which is h square plus r square is equal to L square. This formula can be used. If I know h and r, I can get L. If I know r and L, I can get the height, right? Vice versa, I can find like any values from this formula. Curved surface area is given as pi r L. Correct? Now here my total surface area. Again, total surface area will be the curved part of the cone, and it has only one base, which is the one circle. So my total surface area will be pi r L plus it has only one circle, so it is pi r square. So students, don't try to mug up the formulas. Write down the figure, understand the figure, and then try to develop that how we can know the formulas. Now for this cylinder and for this cone only, if I want to derive the formula for the hollow cylinder, correct? Now let's see how I can derive the formula for the hollow cylinder. Now what is, this was my solid cylinder. How will be my hollow cylinder? The hollow cylinder, the inner part of the cylinder is going to be the vacant. Okay, this is a hollow inside this. Now for this cylinder, if I want to find, okay, if I want to find the volume of this hollow cylinder. Now here, this is my center. From this, if I touch the outer circle, can I take that as a big radius, big R? And from the center, if it is touching the inner circle, can I take that radius as small r? So inner circle is small r and the outer circle is bigger r. If I need to find the volume of hollow cylinder, now how I can get this? Volume of whole cylinder, the big cylinder, the full cylinder. It is my pi r square h. So when I take pi r square h, I'll take radius as big radius, this whole radius. So I'll get the volume of total cylinder, including that hollow part. So it is pi big R square h. From the full cylinder, the inner, which is the hollow part, I have to subtract it. So I have to subtract the volume of the inner part, which is pi R square h. So from the full volume, if I subtract the volume of the inner hollow part, I'm going to get the volume of my hollow cylinder, right? So students, we don't have to mug this formula. Here what they do, they write this formula like pi h is taken common and they write down this formula. So don't try to learn the formula, try to derive it. So it will be easy for you to remember, and in the exam, it will be very fast and we won't do any mistakes in this, right? Okay. So guys, this is your mensuration chapter. If you like this video, if you have understood like how we can derive the formulas by looking at the figure, so I want like you people have to like and subscribe my channel, and also please put comments like which all videos you require. If any question you have doubt, so please put your views in the comments. So sure, I'll make a video for you, right? Bye.